on the running order of the show, this comes up as the hitman's bodyguard's wife.
Is that not right?
It's the hitman's wife's bodyguard, or in some iterations, hitman's wife's bodyguard without a the. I've seen it with a the and without a the, and every single time I say it, I get it wrong, and I keep thinking it's like
lots of apostrophes in there.
It is, and it's like, you know, the good, the bad, the cook, the thief, his wife, her husband, the bodyguard, the hitman, and her, however you want to call it. This is a sequel that nobody really asked for to the Hitman's Bodyguard, hence the Hitman's wife's bodyguard. So Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. In the original film, so Ryan Reynolds is a bodyguard, Sam Jackson is the hitman, and Ryan Reynolds has to look after Sam Jackson. They got very different. You know, one of them's crazy, the other one's kind of seatbelts on kind of guy. And they sort of hated each other, and then over the course of the movie, they kind of learned to get along. Now, for the plot's sake, they have to hate each other again. Begins with Ryan Reynolds, Michael Bryce in therapy because he's lost his license because he lost a client, and now his therapist tells him that he has to give up bodyguarding and guns, and so he decides to give up bodyguarding and guns, and then he gets dragged back into a world of bodyguarding and guns by Salma Hayek, who needs him to save her husband, with whom she's trying to have a baby. Everyone trying to keep up. Her husband is Samuel L. Jackson, despite the fact that they actually were getting on all right at the end of the last film. Now they're not. Here's a clip.
What is he doing here?
I believe it's pronounced thank you.
For what?
For saving your life again and again and again.
You said, baby, get me Michael Bryce.
What? No. I said, baby, I need help. Get anyone but Michael Bryce.
What?
He is the most annoying.
Excuse me. I have 20/20 hearing. I can hear you. The dead guys can hear you. How many times have you nearly got me killed?
Not enough. Come on, baby, let's get out of here before he starts the in-flight safety demonstration.
And, you know, that's sort of the level of it. The reason I think this is kind of interesting is, firstly, that the film itself is uninteresting. And there's a couple of giggles with, you know, Ryan Reynolds doing that sort of wisecracky thing that he does, and a couple of giggles because Sam Jackson does that wisecracky thing that he does. But the main problem with it is it's rubbish. And I was talking before about how don't underestimate how good Nobody is. And if you want demonstration of that, put Nobody next to this, okay? Because on the surface, you could say they're sort of similar from their films, which have got comedy and violence and, you know, a sort of slightly crazy plot. In the case of Nobody, it's the Russians. In the case of this, it's the everything. And there's a plan to, you know, fritz out all the electricity and all the internet throughout Europe, and Greece is involved, and Antonio Banderas is over here chewing the scenery, and then Morgan Freeman turns up with that face that Morgan Freeman has, which is, I'm getting paid? Fine, okay, I'll say whatever you want, just give me the check. And there are little cameos from some of the people from the first film, and it's all utterly perfunctory and you know, all delivered at one shrieky level. That's not to say that there aren't moments at that shrieky level raises a couple of giggles, but it does nothing else. And when you look at the sort of the expanse of, you know, money and scenery and talent on screen, you just think this is really not delivering at all. And then you put it next to Nobody, which is just got everything going for it. Every line lands, every punch thumps, one of the things about Nobody that is so good is that, yeah, it's got insane levels of shootouts and everything, but when you get those punchy crunch up fight sequences, you can feel the kneecaps and you can feel the elbows and you can feel I didn't feel anything for most of the Hitman and Hers bodyguards.
Would it be improved by Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston arriving and doing their thing? Would that help?
You know, I hadn't even thought of that gag, but now I wish I had. Because yes, this would be a better movie if it starred Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston and was made in the 90s.